Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Sports Central on EzeSportsTV. We are back on this particular show. I remain the anchor of this show, Kester, and I have Harrison with me. Of course, together we're going to be talking about the final of the Afcon that's happening right there in Cameroon. Welcome to the show, Harrison.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, we've waited for this day, and it's here finally. The day of the final is going to be between Senegal and Egypt. Egypt, as a matter of fact, the highest winning country as far as Afcon is concerned, won it a record 7 times, and they are going for the 8th title today. Of course, Senegal, a team that played in the final twice in the past. Today is going to be the 3rd time they will win the finals, but are yet to win this trophy. They are going in for their 1st title as far as Afcon is concerned, facing an Egyptian side that won it for the record 7 times. Sadio Mane, the Senegal striker, playing against Mo Salah, another Senegal striker. This is a final that is involved about 3 world-class players, or about 4 of them. As a matter of fact, you have the best goalkeeper in the world, Chelsea goalkeeper Mendy, playing for Senegal. Of course, you have Mane, the star player of the Senegalese side, and of course we have Koulibaly, the Napoli defender. He's a player that a lot of people have thought about that could have made it as far as the French side is concerned if he had decided to play for the French national team. He was born in France but decided to play for the African side. Of course, you have the African best, Mo Salah, representing Egypt. I mean, star-studded match we're going to be having today, Harrison. How do you feel about having this particular big match as the final of the Afcon 2021?
Well, first of all, I'm excited. It is the Afcon finals. But then, aside being excited for the game, I'm actually more excited because of the caliber of the game we're having today. It is a Senegal side versus the Egyptians in the finals, and of course, like you rightly pointed out, this is a star-studded game. I mean, you couldn't have actually asked for more. I mean, in an Afcon final, you would want to have one of the best teams with the big players, playing. Maybe nobody's actually surprised that Senegal made it to the final, but the Egyptian side, no one actually gave them a chance. But then look at them here today, playing the finals. I mean, we're all excited. I'm personally excited as well.
Yeah, we talked about the Egyptian side not being given a chance, especially after their 1st game against Nigeria. The way they lost that game against the Super Eagles, that were on the day very brilliant, played so well. A lot of people tipped them to actually make the final after playing the way they played against Egypt. But as you rightly said, a lot of surprises during the tournament, the course of the tournament. Of course, Egypt, a team that seems to just know what they want to do, win games, not really bothered about how they played, and they have done the job. I mean, Mo Salah, we saw him stepping up his game during the knockout stages, especially the quarterfinals and the semifinals. We saw him, trying to step up his game. Of course, he has led this team to the final of the Afcon. I mean, what do you have to say about the Egyptian side? A team people wrote off after their 1st game, and right here now they are the final.
Well, the Egyptian side, first of all, you pointed out Mo Salah stepping up his game in the knockout stages. Actually, the only game they won in the group stages, he scored the goal that won them that game. So right there, he's been there with them. Yes, in the 1st game against Nigeria, they were actually outclassed and outplayed by the Nigerians. I mean, Nigerians actually missed a lot of chances. It could have been more than 1-0. But then after that game, you saw them in the next game. They won that game 1-0. Mo Salah scored that goal. The next game they couldn't win. They got a draw. From then on, it's been them playing out aside the game with of course, most of all their games in the knockout stages have actually been played over the extra time. They played the knockout stage, they played the quarterfinals, and then the game against Cameroon, everyone was like, they've actually played 2 games on the extra time. Maybe fatigue and all these things will come to play. But then we saw them against the Cameroonian side. Yes, Cameroon was quite wasteful. They got a lot of chances. They couldn't, convert their chances. Egypt held on, and look at them in the finals. They played this tournament. I mean, I could count 5 teams that I think are the favorite to win this game, and I wouldn't mention Egypt before the start of the tournament. I would call Cameroon first. I would call Nigeria. I would call of course, the defending champions. I would mention Ivory Coast. But all these teams got knocked out in the round of 16. The defending champions, Algeria, couldn't even make it out of their group, finishing bottom of the group. And not like it was a walk in the park for them. They actually suffered to be in the final. They've actually proven to everyone that together as a team, we have a plan, and they've actually executed their plan so well, and that is why they are in the finals. That's why they will be playing the finals against Senegal today.
For the Senegal side, it was easier for them. Couldn't score a lot of goals in the group stage, as a matter of fact, but they didn't concede any goal. I think in the group stage, consider only 2 goals throughout the tournament so far. Very good, solid defense. We talked about Koulibaly and his importance as far as the Senegalese side is concerned. Of course, there is Mendy, who happens to be the best goalkeeper in the world right now. So he's rated there amongst the best, of course, as far as that department is concerned, and he's manning the post for them. So the Senegalese side seems to, on paper, a better side. They proved that as far as the competition is concerned so far. They've won easily against the opponents they faced when you compare them to how Egypt have progressed. Today, do you see that playing out? Do you see Senegal having the upper hand when you consider the names we have mentioned in the side? Because aside Mane, you still have some other English Premier League players from the English Premier League that are also playing for the Senegalese side. There is Mendy in the midfield, Mendy from Leicester City. Of course, you have Kanute from Crystal Palace there also. So, you have guy from PSG. You also have Ismail Assar of Watford. It's a team that have experienced players that played at the top level as far as world football, European football is concerned. Against the Egyptian side, mostly made up of home-based players, but they still have some bright stars, especially the African-based players, in Mohamed Salah. So, what do you expect in this final from Senegal?
Well, I think the last final was Senegal versus Algeria. Senegal actually came to that tournament with over 80% of the team they came to this particular tournament with. On that day, Senegal haven't won the tournament before, but they played so well to get to the final, and everyone was thinking it's going to be they are there. But unfortunately for them, they lost to the Algerian side. It was 1-0. It ended like that. That will be ringing in their head. I'm actually likening this final to that of Liverpool and Real Madrid. Liverpool making it to the final, losing the final to Real Madrid, then coming back the next year to win against Tottenham Hotspur. I think that is what Senegal have actually done here. They won the finals last time out. Unfortunately, they lost that final to Algeria. They have actually fought so hard to come back into this particular one again, not wasting time with the same team, with the same spirit. I think they wouldn't come into this game looking down on the Egyptians. Of course, they understand that these guys didn't get to the final by fluke. They got to this final because they actually deserve to be in the final. They're playing against Mo Salah. Sadio Mane knows his partner. When they play for Liverpool, he knows how dangerous Mo Salah is, and he's going to be telling his side, don't look down on this side. They have the best player, currently the best player in the whole world at the moment. As far as I'm concerned, Mo Salah plays the best football right now in the world. He will be telling them, don't look down on this man, he's dangerous. He will tell them about Salah, how Salah plays, and of course, I'm not looking down on the other players, but when you have a star man like Salah, all the attention should be on Mo Salah. Sane and his team will understand that we don't need to look down on these guys. We need to take this game to them. We need to play with caution, because when we push forward and leave our back open, Salah alone is enough to put them on their toes. They will come into this game fancying their chances, thinking that they got a chance to win, but they will have it at the back of their mind that we're playing against a very good side, that if we don't do what we need to do, then we'll have ourselves being shot on the foot.
Yeah, but do you think Senegal will actually give that focus only on Mo Salah? I listened to Koulibaly, the captain of the side, talk about also trying to make sure they are careful with other players, because everybody knows attention will be on Salah. He's a star man, but why trying to mark out Salah? It might just create a chance for other players to capitalize. And of course, they have some other good players on the side that can cause harm to the Senegalese side apart from Salah. So, what do you think Senegal should do, in avoiding making that mistake of having too much attention on Salah and giving other players the chance to capitalize?
Well, what I think they should do, just to play as a team, as they've been playing. When you play as a team, yes, there are players you pay more attention to, But then it doesn't mean you have to just focus on a particular player. When you play as a team, it means you attack together, you defend together. If Senegal should, if they really want to win this title, I think that's all they need to do. They have one of the best squads so far in Africa at the moment. If they can actually play as a team, as they've been playing in the previous games, especially since the knockout phases, they will start a very good chance of making it.
Senegal, the number one rated team as far as African football is concerned. They have been in that sport for up to 2 years now. The number one sport in African football rating. So, they need this trophy to make sure they justify that position as far as African football is concerned. They have not won it before, and being top of that log means that you have to win this time. It's the pressure on Senegal to win more than it is on Egypt, because of course, we thought that Egypt is the record holder of this tournament, won it 7 record times, and for Senegal, they've not won it before, and they are the top ranked rated team in Africa. Is the pressure on Senegal to win?
Well, I wouldn't really say pressure is on Senegal to win. Yes, everyone expects Senegal to win. That could be the pressure factor, knowing fully well that they have the best team coming into the finals. They've played better than every other person so far in the tournament, and you would think tonight is Senegal's night, mostly. But then, they are not the African champions, as you said, and they wouldn't actually be thinking that it is their night. They wouldn't actually put themselves under pressure. Yes, they were in the finals last time out, and they lost that final. They're in the finals again. A lot of attention on Senegal. Yeah, it could bring a little bit of pressure. But when you look at that side, you see experienced players. A whole lot of experienced players. In Tiote, you see Coyote, you see Koulibaly, you see Sadio Mane, you see Balde, and the rest of them, they are all experienced players. These people are not young people. They're not some young guys who's coming into the tournament for the first time. So, yeah, there will be pressure, but I think they are experienced enough to, know how to handle that.
Of course, you expected to have a very good match as far as the Afcon final is concerned. It's Senegal versus Egypt right there in Cameroon. What a tournament you have had. Last night we saw the third place playoff between Cameroon and Burkina Faso. What a game we had. To me, the most interesting game as far as the Afcon is concerned in this tournament. Cameroon coming from 3 goals down to equalize against Burkina Faso. Of course, they went ahead to win on penalties. What a game we had last night, Harrison.
Well, in my wildest dream, I can never make that prediction. At 3-0, I said it was all over for Cameroon. Even at 2-0, I didn't have any hope for them. But then at 3-0, I felt it's all over. It is done and dusted. Then they got to go back, and I felt, okay, maybe just a consolation. Then the second goal came in. I was still, rattled. I felt it is Burkina Faso's night, regardless. But then they started making a lot of mistakes. There were a lot of distractions. They started trying to fake injuries and all that, and you see them not even coming back to defend, knowing that you're the one with the lead. It's not like you're chasing the game. You're the one winning. Cameroon are chasing the game. Yes, you're still moving around casually. It was a whole lot of inexperience from them, and carelessness also from the coach, because I felt at 3-0, especially when Cameroon got a goal back, I felt he could have actually made changes, that would affect the game or change the dynamic of the game. But unfortunately, he didn't do that. And of course, the goalkeeper getting injured, actually he made a mistake that led to the equalizer. And then the second goalkeeper who came in was actually not fit for the game. I felt he wasn't fit for the game. So Cameroon actually fought so hard. They actually put themselves in that position, but they fought so hard to come out of that position. And you would say that they actually deserve to win yesterday's game, because they showed more spirit, they showed more hunger, and you could see how happy they are. In as much as they didn't make it to the final, in as much as they didn't come second, they were still very happy that we hosted and we actually made it to the podium. It was a joy for them. And last night was one of those games you want to look at, you want to see. It doesn't happen often when an African team is playing 3 goals up and so the team is coming back. So it was actually a nice one last night.
Very nice one. At the end of the day, Cameroon will have something to give back to the fans. Of course, they hosted this tournament, played so well from the group stage. Vincent Abubakar, top scorer of the tournament with 8 goals. You had me right, 8 goals. Of course, Akambi also had 6 goals or 5 goals on the 5 goals in the tournament. Those are the top 2 scorers as far as Afcon 2021 is concerned. Abubakar scoring 8 goals in this tournament. I mean, the top scorer, as a matter of fact. That is wonderful. The match is going to be kicking off 8 p.m. Nigerian time. I mean, the star match of the weekend, the final of the Afcon, which is the main match we've talked about today between Senegal and Egypt. Harrison, you're going to be predicting that game between Senegal and Egypt. Of course, we'll talk about them. The things we need to talk about as far as the match is concerned. Egypt seems to be the most experienced. They have played in the final so many times, won it 7 times. So this is a place that have been so many times. So I think they are more comfortable playing the final. Of course, Senegal playing the final last time. We talked about when they lost to Algeria, but this is just the third time they're making it to the final and yet to win. So they don't know what it means to win this trophy. But for the Egyptian side, they won it 7 times. So how do you predict this game between Senegal and Egypt?
Well, I think the Senegalese will be more comfortable playing the finals because this is actually the same team that played the last finals, in as much as they lost. Yes, Egypt they've actually won 7 times, but nobody from that team is currently playing for the current team. This is their first time making it to the final. Yes, on paper, in history, they've won it 7 times, but looking at this particular side, this is their first time playing in a final. So I think Senegal are more relaxed, are more experienced coming into a final, considering the fact that they still retain over 90% of the team that played the last final. I think tonight I would be predicting a 2-1 win for the Senegalese side.
I mean, 2-1 win for Senegal against Egypt. Of course, we're going to be seeing that game. Liverpool fans across the world are so happy having 2 of their best players playing against each other in the Afcon final. Whatever that happens to the Liverpool fans will be happy. We had the coach, Klopp, talking about the final. I said, whatever that happens today, they are just going to be happy for whoever that wins. Of course, one person will surely lose today. And this will boost the chances of these 2 players as far as world football, the recognition is concerned. If Salah wins, they have another trophy added to his name. Of course, gives him more chance of competing, in individual honors as far as world football is concerned. Same thing with Mane. Of course, you have Mendy also, who wants to prove that he deserves the honor of being recognized as one of the best goalkeepers in the world. So it's a very big match we're going to be having right there in Cameroon. It's Senegal facing Egypt in the Afcon 2021 final. Of course, at 8 p.m. Nigeria time, that one is kicking off. I remain Kester, the anchor of this show. Of course, Harrison is always doing this with me. Thank you for always being around.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, Collins is always there behind the cameras, making sure you are seeing us live and direct, talking about sports. Talking sports. Thank you for always staying there with us, viewers. This is still Sports Central on EzeSportsTV. Keep a date with us. We'll be right back with other information as far as world football is concerned. Thank you for being there.